Okay, folks, in this one, I want to share with you the funnel that has generated me 677 customers in the last 54 days, 100% for free. Either paid for ads and it's made back the same amount or more directly, or purely organically, aka it didn't cost money, just a bit of time invested creating content. I've got two variations of this funnel as it sits here. You can see the main one, and then I've got a organic variation that I use for a couple of things just so I can split things out and track it. Okay, now, before I break down the funnel for you, why is generating 600-700 customers powerful? Okay, well, we know that people who buy stuff once tend to buy more stuff. Okay, now I also know in my business that people who buy one product tend to buy over and over and over again. And over time, I may not have the quickest conversion cycle, but over time, a very large percentage of them become clients. And I know my clients stick with me for the long term. So if you've got a business structure in place where you can sell people more stuff, and you know that over time, a lot of them will become clients, and you know your clients work with you for the long term, what might be a small profit today or lower ticket stuff, and it doesn't get you really that excited, 600-700 customers, when we stretch out the time horizons, can be worth seven figures, right? And that may sound like I'm pulling that number out of my ass, but I've literally turned a pretty small social media audience of like 25, 30,000 followers, not customers, followers, into over $6 million in information sales. So I know the power of being able to monetize a small audience, being able to generate repeat customers, being able to ascend, being able to retain, and the one that I didn't mention before is being able to compound, where one client becomes two. Okay, so this is like the start of that journey, right? That's why this is really, really powerful. Okay, so I want to share this little funnel with you. It's not particularly fancy, but it's definitely hitting a chord with people. Okay, I'm not going to go into the upsells and downsells and cross sells and all that kind of stuff. I'll do that under a separate video. Just wanted to share with you the page that is generating these customers and kind of break it down and go into a little bit with you. All right, so we've got headline, sub headline. Then we've got a VSL. This only goes for a couple of minutes. I might do a separate video where I kind of start the VSL and break it down a little bit for people. And then we've got like a little sub headline below, and then we go into the first button. Okay, so if we just look at this first section, kind of ignore the VSL for a second. We look at the headline. We look at the sub headline. The main thing with lower ticket stuff is it's got to have some curiosity to it, and it's got to solve a very, very clear, specific pain point. And so for people that want to, in particular, eliminate sales calls, this is very attractive, right? This also adds some curiosity. This is nice and specific. It's clear. It's on point. And it's tangible. It's real. It's like, shit, I want to see that document. Right? When you pair that with it's only $50, right? It's one of those things where it's like, I'll pay $50 just to see the fucking document. Right? And that's the response that we really want to extract from people, right? Where they see it and they're like, shit, I'll spend the $50, I'll spend the $100, I'll spend the $20, just to see it. Like it doesn't make sense not to. You have to spend that money to scratch the itch. Okay, so that's the first part. Then it goes into a little bit of kind of preamble and tells the story. Right, for the last 3.5 years, I've been landing coaching clients with a simple Google Doc. I got sick of sales calls, got sick of doing these things. These are all things that people are fed up with. I just wanted to put my offer in a document, send the link, and then get paid. And that's exactly what I do now. Right, I've been doing this for years. We've done this with 2K things all the way up to 50K things, right? Then I start to talk about, well, this is the template, and you can customize it in 60 minutes. So it's like quick, fast, easy, right? You can get clients while you sleep. You send it out, and they join without doing more calls, right? Then I talk a little bit about how people are getting sick of being on the phone. People are moving away from sales calls, right? And then this is the deal, right? Here's how you can tap into it. This is perfect for you if any complicated tech, copy paste. Here's exactly what you're going to get, right? Button, more proof. This is a big one here. JC helped us turn an offer doc into $1 million, right? All sold with 22K in a weekend, right? 3 by night, like no brainer, right? Now we start to get into some more kind of graphics and stuff now that I've told the story a little bit. Old way, new way, great way to be like, if you're sick of this side of things, come on over to this side of the fence, right? 60-minute sales calls, endless follow-up, constantly chasing, high pressure, hours spent per potential client. These are all things that people who are frustrated with this way of doing things would have done or are more likely doing right now. And then I compare it, right? So it's just side by side. Then there's a timeline. Here's what things can look like, right? Scale it up. Now we start to get into questions. Okay, and I've got a pro tip for you guys around this in a second. I've tried templates before. My offer's different. Everyone thinks they're special. People expect sales calls. What if I'm not a good writer? I don't have a big audience. Seems too good to be true. All these questions are what come up for people after they've seen all this, and so we simply address them and answer them. Then I stack on some bonuses, right? This is a no-brainer bonus. This sells for $100. You're getting it for free. That's like real. It's not like fake $100. It's like if you go buy this thing, it's $100. So just get it now for free for 50. And then a full breakdown of my model. So this supplements the core thing, right? This enhances it. It's relevant. They're not random bonuses. It's the content system that feeds the offer doc, and then it's my overall system where the offer doc is a core part of it. So these are very congruent bonuses. Okay. Why you need this now to incentivize people to get rocking and rolling. Here's what's going to happen after you join. Here's exactly what you're going to get today. Risk-free guarantee, and then more FAQs. Okay. So that's the structure. It's not fancy. It's not complicated. Couple of key things that I want to highlight now that we've kind of just walked through the main components of this. One, it's all very well and good to get a customer, like we were talking about before, but it needs to be something that is congruent with where you ultimately want them to end up. So what do I mean by that? So my main offer at this point in time is my Lifestyle Business Academy, and that's where I help people build a lifestyle consulting business. A key part to doing that is getting clients without sales calls. So if they're interested in this front end offer, there's a very, very real chance that they're going to be interested in that main program where I ultimately want as many people as possible who come through this funnel to end up, right? So it's not me selling like, here's how to make fancy, beautiful things in Canva, and then I'm trying to sell a business coaching thing over here. I might get buyers, and that could be a great standalone thing, but it's not congruent to where I ultimately want people to end up. So when you're coming up with this, make that key. Make it like the gap between the two so that people can go, hey, can you just help me with this? Yeah, sweet. Like, here's the thing. Here's the main thing. Here's the next thing. So you want them to be very, very closely aligned. We touched on a couple of things as we're kind of scrolling through, but the other thing I would highly recommend that you do for your different sales pages and offers is give them to Claude, give them to GPT, and ask it to come up with the top FAQs and the top objections, and then to answer them, and then integrate that into your funnels. Okay. Claude actually coded these little graphics for me as well, but I think they have a big impact. It's really powerful when someone's scrolling and in their mind they're going to that next question. People use this a lot in like webinars and pitching from stage and kind of platform selling and stuff like that. Where are they going? Like, where is their brain going next? And if we can then answer that question, whether they realize it or not, it demonstrates that we really know our shit. Okay. This is probably, maybe a little bit longer than it needs to be. Like, I could probably shorten it up, but I've also seen a lot longer. I wouldn't worry too much about the length. Just make sure you hit these key buckets. But when you boil it all down, this is where the majority of your heavy lifting is going to be done. This is where the majority is going to be made or broken. Is how sexy is this? How on point is this? How much does this hit a clear pain point for people? How much is this a desirable outcome? How much curiosity is laid into it? How specific, how tangible, how fast, how easy, how quick? If you can layer all those things in together and you can really nail it, so I said, like, fuck, I've got to spend the $50 just to see this thing, got to spend the $100 just to see this thing, you're going to be on to a winner. Okay, so hopefully you can take some lessons out of this one, go model the funnel, whatever. I'll do a separate one where I can break down the VSL a little bit and kind of share some of the behind the scenes there. But just wanted to share this little funnel with you, going very nicely right now. Paid marketing, organic marketing. There's upsells and stuff behind it that are making more money. I'll cover them in a separate video. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Cheers.